Hello, everybody. This is Wolf movie reviews, and I'm back with another. Instead of a review, a rant because I had to rant. I'm sorry, but I had to rant. Look, this is what I'm going to say. There's a reason why I'm going to rant right now, or not really rant, but give you my thoughts on why I don't care about movie reviews. I mean, not me, but I'm talking about other people that do movie reviews or critics or whoever watches these movies. Look, there are movies out there that I love. Let me give you a couple of movies that I love, and I'm not going to show you anything because right now it's me talking straight on my channel. I loved Venom. That's one movie that I liked. I liked Venom. I liked Wonder Woman. I enjoyed Justice League. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Batman vs Superman. I did not like Suicide Squad, so don't go crazy and say I love everything that's made. I didn't like Captain America, none of them, not Civil War, none of that, because I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. I just liked Avengers more than Civil War or whatever, Captain America itself. I didn't like that. I didn't like no Captain America. I didn't like Spider-Man itself, the one with Andrew Garfield. With that one, I felt like it was okay, but it fell flat still to me. And so does Tom Holland. And I loved Iron Man, and I loved Hawk, or the Incredible Hawk, or whatever they called it. Hawk, I loved it. So don't go and say that I hate Marvel or I hate DC or I dislike them or there's something wrong with my head it's just like Star Wars. I liked Han Solo, the movie. It was good, and most people trashed the movie. And let me explain why I'm ranting or kind of giving you my thoughts on that. Because every movie that I like, critics, even some reviewers say, "Oh, what a bad movie! How can anybody make this kind of movie? What? Throw that movie in the trash." And then when I don't like a movie, I see reviewers, I see critics, I see most people say, "Oh man, this movie is the best movie." And then when I go watch, it's like, how is this the best movie? And let me give you a couple of movies that people have said, "Oh, they're the best." Black Panther wasn't the best. Black Panther wasn't the best for me. They could have done a little bit better in Black Panther. I mean, the movie overall wasn't bad, but it wasn't outstanding movie. It wasn't an outstanding movie. It was okay. I liked it, but it wasn't wow. It succeeds the Avengers. It succeeds everything else. And Spider-Man with Tom Holland, I did not like, and the reason I did not like was because Iron Man, or as we know, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., takes his whole. I mean, he's the one that is in control of most of the Avengers. Like, he makes the suits. He controls almost everything. He's the one that makes all the suits and makes everything for every single superhero. And now in Homecoming, I mean, not Homecoming, but now in Spider-Man Far From Home, we're getting Nick Fury. Like, oh, Nick Fury's gonna take over for Iron Man or Tony Stark, because he's not Iron Man anymore. He's just Tony Stark as himself. So that's the anger I have. I mean, not anger, but just like the frustration. Like, how can you tell me? How can you all say, "Oh, don't watch Venom because it sucked," or don't watch Wonder Woman because it was not a good movie. I have my opinions, and I watch movies, and if I enjoy them, I recommend them. I'm not going to be like everybody else. No! Wonder Woman sucked. Spider-Man sucked. Superman sucked. Or whatever. Man of Steel. And for me, I did not even watch Man of Steel. Because it wasn't that interesting to me. Even though I was a fan of Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy. And I think Christopher Nolan still picked up with Dawn of Justice. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Let me explain something to you right off the bat with those movies. Dawn of Justice didn't have a proper Batman thing because I feel like what happened was that Batman kind of picked up from the trilogy, the three movies, the Batman Begins, Batman the Dark Knight, and then Rise of the Dark Knight. I'm like, I that's what I'm thinking, that instead of retelling the story, because for me it's not that they started a new not reboot, but like how do I say, not reboot, but a fresh start from the beginning again. That they start from the beginning, they end up the old thing and start again. That's what happened with Spider-Man. We got Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, and I don't care what you guys say. I liked Spider-Man 3. 1, 2, and 3 were incredible with Tobey Maguire. Then the Andrew Garfield was a mixed bag of bones for me. A mixed, like, they threw marbles in the bag and they said, randomly choose a marble without looking at it. Just randomly. And I went for Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. As I'm 24 years old, I went to watch Andrew Garfield. I don't know how old I was at that time, but I went to watch Andrew Garfield. And I didn't see no trailers. I just went in. I just said, look, they have Spider-Man, so let's watch it. Let's see if it's still Tobey Maguire. And then all of a sudden I found that it was the Amazing Spider-Man, is what they called it. Because we know that they can come up with all kinds of names. Like for Spider-Man, they have just Spider-Man. 1, 2, 3. I think that's how it was called it for the Tobey Maguire's Spider-Mans. And then for Andrew Garfield, the Amazing Spider-Man. Then for the new one with Tom Holland, they called it Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man Returns. And that's not what I'm talking about. But I'm just trying to say, look, I liked Tobey Maguire's, and most people did not like Tobey Maguire. I like Tobey Maguire, and I could make a video on why I like Tobey Maguire over every other Spider-Man, even on TV or whatever they had, the animated shows. And I'll explain in another video. But for this, I'm saying, I don't care what anyone tells me. I don't care if there's reviews that say even the best movie out there, oh, it's trash. Like Venom, people were saying, oh, the worst movie. Critics said, trash movie. This was a trash movie. Why would you come out with Venom? Look, whoever made Venom, and I want you to watch this video. Whoever's behind all these movies. Venom was a good movie. Batman vs. Superman was good for me. Which one else? Justice League was good for me. Wonder Woman was good for me. Aquaman was good, but the problem with Aquaman that I'm going to explain right now is that it was more than it was like 2 hours and something minutes, like way long. It felt like forever. That's the only downside to Aquaman. Like, I loved Aquaman, but the problem is that it took forever. It was like a lot of action in the beginning, then it was a lot of boring, nothing happening in the middle of the movie. Then the ending of it was all action, And let me explain something to you that fell flat for me anyways in Venom. Venom was a good movie. It had a lot of action. It had a lot of comedy. It was kind of horror movie, and so was Aquaman. A lot of horror. I mean, kind of thriller or kind of like spookiness in it. But the problem I had with Venom, and I'm talking as a regular person that doesn't hate Venom, that loved Venom, even though it fell flat in the end. The fight with Venom was straight up not boring, but straight up a quick fight, like 5, 10. Let's just say 10-minute fight, and that was it. Boom. That's the end of the movie. Just fight against, who was it? Venom fought, I don't know, fought somebody else. I don't even remember, because that movie wasn't, that movie from the beginning to the end. I mean, from the beginning to the middle, towards the end was great, but the ending was where it was like, what? And I'm talking straight up from my heart and from my mind that I get to say, don't be telling everybody, like critics and everybody out there, don't be telling everybody that movies suck. When I go watch a movie, I watch it, and let me explain to you. When I watch a movie, some of them are great. Like if you guys say, "Oh, this movie was the worst movie out there," then I go watch it. It's like, wow, it was the best. But when critics say this movie was the best movie out there, the best, spectacular, wow, 100% incredible. When critics and some people say, wow, I love the movie, and then you go watch it and it falls flat, straight on his face, like, what? This movie sucked. So it's a mix of it's a mix. So what I'm trying to say is that I go, and I'm going to say that some Star Wars movies were boring, trash, and I'm still going with that, the movie that came out before, and I don't even remember, Episode 8 or whatever the thing was. I don't know what movie was before, but I did not like it. I liked Han Solo better, and I was awake for Han Solo, because the other Star Wars movies I've gone into that were horrible, boring, and then I fall asleep. Like, I don't get it. It's like I fall asleep. So I'm trying to say this right off the bat. There's some movies that many people will turn down and say, boring, trash. We already saw this kind of movie. They're just recycling the movie and putting it into other different movies, recycling ideas, bringing out the same thing. What do you expect when there's like 10 million movies out there every single Friday or Thursday or whenever they come out on theater for the public? They come up with the same idea, the same story. And that movie with what's his name? What's his name? Mark Wahlberg. That movie he did by himself, with that action movie that he was like he was fighting or something somewhere in, I guess, England, or I don't know where he was fighting. I think it's 8 Miles, or I don't know what the name of the movie was called. 8 Mile. No, not 8 Mile, like 60 Miles or 60 Seconds or whatever. I'll check it out. Mark Wahlberg, right here, right off the bat, because I don't really know. And I'm talking right from my heart. Like Mark Wahlberg. Let me check it out. Mark Wahlberg. I don't even know how to spell Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg. There we go. And his last movie, which was, okay, I didn't see Instant Family. Maybe it was funny, but the last movie, Mile 22, and I was close. I said 8 Mile, like, for some weird reason, but I'm being honest. 22 Mile was straight up trash. So when people say this movie was great, okay, let's see. Then I go to the theater, boom, boring. Then when people say this movie is boring, then I go to the theater, boom, this movie was great. Like, I don't care. I mean, I take some reviewers into consideration when they tell the truth. But I understand that there's opinions out there, so I just have to speak from my heart and say, look, I understand where people are coming from when they say some movies are great, some movies are bad. Critics like to be harsh on good movies, and critics like to be bad on some movies. So I don't understand. I'm not reviewing any movie right now, if that's what you guys think, or if you think that I'm talking about movies and Spider-Man movies or just Batman movies. I'm talking about everything in general. That I'm mad that critics and some people that watch the movies, oh, it was bad. Why are you gonna waste your hard-earned cash on that movie? Why are you gonna waste your time? Or this person was the most racist person and their movie is going to suck. No, I don't care. I don't care if look. Let me explain really quick. If a person is racist, I'm not watching the movie because I support them. I'm watching the movie because maybe it's a good movie, even if they're racist, or maybe they're the whoever they are. I'm trying to be nice, so I want to try to be bringing everybody together. I don't care if let's say who can I come up with? Let's say Mark Wahlberg is the most racist person out there and punched somebody, or he's the most hideous racist person. Like, say a singer, say like, I'm not saying names, but just say an example of Mark Wahlberg. I'm not going to see his movie because I'm racist or because I hate everybody and I just want to go watch a movie. No, I watch a movie if it's funny. If a movie's funny or if it's action and it's good and it presents itself as good, I watch it. And if it sucks, then I tell everybody it sucks and I tell them the reasons why it sucked. It fell flat. Not no garbage that everybody has to say, don't watch this movie. Everybody, don't watch it. It's going to suck. No, I'm going with my own, with no expectations, because I don't care if it's good or bad, whatever. I'm still going to watch it. So that's me. Just me being honest. Like, don't go around telling everybody don't watch the movie. Because, like, let me give you a movie that I'm going to watch this weekend. This weekend I'm going to watch Captain Marvel and not Shazam, because people are gonna get confused. Captain Marvel is going to be on my list that I'm going to watch. I already got advance tickets for it. And I have to be honest and say I'm going to watch it with an open mind. I don't care if you guys say I'm racist or whatever's wrong with Brie Larson. Whatever she did or if she didn't do anything. I'm going with an open mind to say, look, I'm watching this because I love Marvel. I love DC. Not because somebody tells me not to watch it, I'm not going to watch it. I'm watching it. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to watch these movies no matter what. So whatever you guys think, I'm trying to be nice, and I'm trying to be honest, because there's a bunch of people that I've seen in many people's videos and comments. Oh, this movie was great. I don't care what the critics said. I don't care what reviewers said. This movie was incredible. I loved it. I even bought it on iTunes. I bought it on Amazon Prime or Amazon Video, and I bought it on Walmart on their, I don't know, Vudu or whatever they're calling it. So, if you guys understand what I'm saying or want more context, let me know. And I'll catch you guys, I guess, in another video or next time. So, thank you guys for watching. As always, stay happy, guys, and have a wonderful day.